Hello and welcome back to the next game until I die. This is episode 85 of my playthrough of Fallout New Vegas. In the previous episode we were more or less heading down towards Caesar's Legion territory. We did start off by heading back towards the Brotherhood of Steel to retrieve the pistol that we missed previously, but that only took about a quarter of an hour, so most of the episode was heading down to Caesar's territory. We did have a little detour. We went into a few caves, we killed a few geckos, and yeah, I think one of the quests was retrieve some eggs for Red Lucy that we did. So we did that as well. But we rescued the drug runner that had been captured by the Legion and strung up on a cross. He's limping back to Great Khan territory now, so we've probably earned a bit of goodwill with the drug manufacturers there, other than teaching them how to make other drugs. So fingers crossed they will listen to our counsel and turn their backs on the Legion, so we'll foster a bit more uncertainty there. We also freed a group of people from the Legion. We bought them for 150 caps because we convinced the slaver that they had an incurable disease, which was a fun way of getting the price down. They thanked us and then ran off, so I don't know if we'll catch up with them at some point. I don't even know what their names were, to be honest. We then headed to the main Legion camp. This time we convinced the guy on the disarmament gate that we could keep our chems because we have a medical condition. He was disgusted that Caesar would ever want to talk to somebody that had a less than 100% health. But he allowed us to take our stimpaks and stuff, so if we do end up getting into a fight here, we're not gonna just immediately die, hopefully. Now there's a few quests that we need to finish around this place. We've already repaired the howitzer. We need to talk to Vulpes, whatever his name is, and talk about his spy that we helped out in Vault 22, I think it was. And there's a quest we need to turn in for Caesar as well, but I don't know if he's going to be happy to see us or not. So I guess we'll see. So I'm just going to load up the save. And we shall see how we get on. We don't really
True to Caesar.
have any decent weapons with us. We have a laser pistol that can fire 2 shots without reloading.
You must enter Caesar's tent alone. Anyone else must remain outside.
I wonder if Veronica's still got her weapons.
What's up? You're making me carry the heavy stuff, aren't you?
Doesn't look like she does. See you around? That was weird.
You must enter Caesar's tent alone.
Okay. I guess we didn't come with anybody last time, so I don't remember having to do this. Where's... There we are. Probably went
You brought
over.
something to read.
Do you count as somebody? Let's see.
You must enter Caesar's tent alone.
Fuck's sake. I'm not a person. Wait here.
Some of the slaves have been spreading stories about the burned man again.
Was there more for us to discuss? I know the captain well. If you wish to be of service, go talk to him. Bear in mind that you are now responsible for guarding the secret of his true allegiance. If the NCR finds out, we'll know how that happened.
Oops. I think I might have already convinced... yeah, I think he was the one who was trying to bomb the train in the NCR camp. Oh well.
You've saved me the trouble of coming up with a more permanent solution. And Martina is free to go about her business as usual. Well done.
Yeah, I'm getting annoyed by this. Every time I click my mouse, it sometimes skips 2 messages.
Wale.
I don't know if I need a new mouse. Right, so what other quests have we got to do here? Where's Lucius? Is he inside the tent?
Yes. Do you have something to report? Well done. It will be very useful in the coming battle against the snipers the NCR will no doubt have hidden in the hills near the dam.
Might be able to learn that if we
Wale.
use a skill book to increase our unarmed. This is all dependent on me finding the fucking unarmed skill books. There it is.
Yes. Do you have something to report? Of course. This will take some time, and I'm not a forgiving teacher.
It took 0 seconds.
Yes. Do you have something to report? I'll answer if I can. The NCR Rangers are the biggest threat. Without them, the NCR is nothing. Caesar has taught us that over-reliance on firearms can only weaken us in the long run. It's why we train heavily with our blades and our fists. Unlike an NCR trooper, a legionary is always ready to fight, regardless of the circumstance he finds himself in. We had the numbers, but not the tactics. I know. I was there at Boulder City when we were defeated. We relied too much on veteran legionaries for direction and leadership. And the Rangers exploited our weakness by killing our best from afar. When I was a boy...
Yeah, I think...
What did you want to talk about? Very well.
I think we've asked everything we need to ask.
Wale.
Wale. Alright, I guess
True to Caesar.
the last thing we need to do is talk to Kaiser himself.
I've read Mr. House's obituary. Had a high opinion of himself, didn't he? With Mr. House out of the way,
He's
I
not
can
dead.
focus on smoothing out a few lingering complications elsewhere in the Mojave. First up are the boomers of Nellis Air Force Base. A tribe so reclusive, it lobs artillery shells at anyone who comes near their settlement. I want you to offer them an alliance with my Legion. My terms are simple. Target their guns against the NCR side of the dam when I assault it, and they can keep their freedom. If you find they aren't amenable to this offer, destroy them. Even with the boomers to deal with, you have questions? The boomers settled at the old air base northeast of Vegas many years ago. No one knows exactly how long it's been. It may be that no one's traded with them or even spoken to them that entire time. If so, they're sitting on one hell of a stockpile of ammunition. My scouts have seen people moving around the base. The perimeter's guarded, with spotters and towers directing the artillery fire. They must have extraordinary vision. Some of my scouts were targeted at extreme distances. So no, I can't tell you what to expect inside the base. No one's been inside it, except them. What else did you want to know? Linnaeus is the greatest of my battlefield commanders. Some might call him a great man, but I'm not sure he qualifies. Once, he was the greatest warrior of the Hydebarks, a tribe of the Arizona. Maniacal in battle. Sometimes he'd ambush Legion patrols by himself. When after several months we found and surrounded the Hydebarks camp, their chieftain raised a banner of surrender. The warrior, who was not yet Linnaeus, went insane with rage. He struck down his chieftain and attacked his own tribe. He killed 15 before they brought him down. He didn't die, obviously. I had him tended to. He was maimed, most of his face torn off. It was days before he regained consciousness. When he did, I went to his bedside and showed him the helmet I'd had forged to cover his face. I said he could have it if he'd fight for me. He accepted, on condition that he be allowed to kill the surviving males of his tribe. I said, make it the adult males, and you have a deal. Linnaeus is savage. Savagely loyal, too, but only to me. He has no love for my legion. But this has its uses. He has no attachment to his men, no compunction about battlefield losses. All he cares about is destroying the enemy. When another legatus or a centurion fails to achieve results, I send Linnaeus to make things right. His first step is to beat the failed commander to death in front of his assembled troops. Then he orders the ritual of decimatio. It means decimation. But in ancient Rome, the word had a very specific meaning. A punishment for cowardice. The legionaries are lined up in ranks. Every 10th man steps forward and is beaten to death by his brothers. It instills a certain robust obedience.
Holy shit.
Yes. This time my legionaries will be more frightened of the commander behind them than the enemy before them. There will be no failure this time, no retreat, no years of gathering slaves and resources for another assault. With Linnaeus to drive the Legion forward, the dam will be taken. It will be our bridgehead across the Colorado. It's not going to happen again, that's all I have to say about it. And I've heard it's a bad idea to tempt the wrath of Caesar. Change the subject. What else did you want to know?
Wow, he's a bit prickly, eh?
I'll hand it to that piece of shit. He was determined. He used some kind of old-world stealth device to get across the river in a Legion boat. Seems the device ran out of juice once he got here, but he was dressed like a legionary. He was caught just outside the weather station. See, thing is, he didn't change his hairstyle. To go to all that effort and fail because you're too vain to mush your hair. He was brought before me along with the platinum chip. That's how I knew he wasn't some kind of profligate infiltrator. Benny tried to sell me a story, but Lucius has a way of coaxing the truth out of captives. Everything just comes spilling out. What else did you want to know? Do you want my opinion as a former citizen or future conqueror? Actually, my opinion's the same either way. As a young man, I was taught to venerate President Tandy of Shady Sands, the founding mother of the new California Republic. Did you know her presidency lasted 52 years? And that her father, Aradesh, was the Republic's first president? Does that sound like a democracy to you? or a hereditary dictatorship. Because the council didn't dare oppose her. She was too popular. She had the people's love. So things ran smoothly, more or less. And as soon as she was gone, as soon as there really could be democracy, what happened then? Ever since losing its queen, the NCR has been weaker, more diffuse. Democracy has been its weakness, not its strength. Greed runs rampant. The government is corrupt, accepting bribes from Brahmin barons and landowners to the detriment of citizens. The NCR is a loose conglomerate of individuals looking out for themselves. It's lost virtue. No one cares about the collective, the greater good. It's not built to last. I'm just hastening the inevitable. Of course, the most powerful my legion has faced. Also the first to which I am ideologically opposed. Until now, every tribe I've conquered has been so backwards and stunted, enslavement has been a gift bestowed upon them. My conquest of the Mojave will be a glorious triumph, marking the transition of the Legion from a basically nomadic tribe to a genuine empire. Just as my namesake campaigned in Gaul before he crossed the Rubicon, so have I campaigned and will cross the Colorado. What else did you want to know? I know he's dead.
He's not.
I know he's no longer a factor. That's all I need to know. Losers don't matter in the history books. He's a fucking footnote.
I don't know why you think he's dead, mate. I don't know where you read his obituary. I mean, he might die because I've infected him with germs and shit, but last time I saw him, he was still dangling out of his machine,
What else did you want to know?
cut off from the rest of his empire.
I've analyzed the region's tribe to determine how they might be useful. I may tell you more at a later time, if it suits me. What else did you want to know? Ironically, I was born a profligate myself, a citizen of the NCR. My family lived not far from the Great Boneyard. After raiders killed my father, my mother sought the followers' protection. I was 2 years old. She found work at their library, cooking and cleaning. I learned how to read, and soon I was taking courses, free of charge. Oh yes, raised in that tradition. And the teaching stuck. I was taught it was my responsibility to bring the torch of knowledge to the waste. I may have taken the torch part more literally than they intended.
Eh.
When I was 20, the followers sent me east to Grand Canyon. It was my first expedition. Just me and a physician named Calhoun. As an anthropologist and linguist, my assignment was to learn the dialects of the Grand Canyon tribes. What a fucking waste of time. If you think it's worthwhile to make smart people learn how to talk like backward savages, you're a follower of the apocalypse, or an idiot. Anyway, we met up with a Mormon missionary who already knew a bunch of dialects. Joshua Graham. He was supposed to teach me, but before that went too far, the Blackfoot tribe captured us to hold us for ransom. They were a backward bunch, but the real problem was they didn't know how to fight. The Blackfoot were at war with 7 other tribes, each just as pissant as they were. But outnumbered like that, they weren't going to last long. It's one thing to be taken hostage, another to be lashed to a sinking ship. So over Calhoun's objections, I decided to take certain steps. I taught them how to use the guns they already had, how to strip and clean them, how to breathe when pulling a trigger, how to reload ammunition. They looked at me like I was some kind of a sorcerer. So I taught them how to make explosives and started drilling them on small unit tactics. If there's anything I learned as a follower of the apocalypse, it's that there's a lot of good information in old books. Divide et impera, divide and conquer. I led the Blackfoot against the Ridgers, their weakest enemy. When they refused to surrender, I ordered every man, woman, and child killed. When next we surrounded the Kaibabs, and they likewise refused, I took one of their envoys to the Ridgers' village and showed him the corpse piles. This was new for the tribes, you see. They played at war, raiding each other, a little rape and pillage here, a little ransoming there. I showed them total warfare. Like I said, there's a lot you can learn from old books. Kaibobs joined me, and the Fredonians after that. All the pissant tribes with names that should be forgotten. I knew from the start I'd need to eradicate this plague of tribal identities, replacing them with a monolithic culture, a uniform identity. So that's what I did once my confederation of tribes was large enough. I crowned myself Caesar and created a single great tribe, my legion. I sent Calhoun, the follower captured with me, back west with a message that I should not be interfered with. Joshua Graham, the Mormon interpreter, stayed with me and served as my first legatus. That's right. Decades of warfare, absorbing lesser tribes, gathering power, forging the dross into a vast, razor-sharp scythe. My legion's expansion has never ceased. Much of the Utah and Colorado and all of Arizona and New Mexico are mine. We have cities of our own, but nothing compared to Vegas. Finally, my legion will have its Rome. What else did you want to know? I used Imperial Rome as the model for my legion precisely because it was so foreign, so alien. I'd seen what had become of the NCR's attempts to emulate the culture of pre-war America, the infighting, the corruption. Rome was a highly militarized autocracy that effectively integrated the foreign cultures it conquered. It dedicated its citizens to something higher than themselves, to the idea of Rome itself. In Rome, I found a template for a society equal to the challenges of the post-apocalyptic world, a society that could and would survive, a society that could prevent mankind from fracturing and destroying itself in this new world by establishing a new Pax Romana. It means a nationalist, imperialist, totalitarian, homogenous culture that obliterates the identity of every group it conquers. Long-term stability at all costs. The individual has no value beyond his utility to the state, whether as an instrument of war or production. No, I'll destroy it because it's inevitable that it be destroyed. It's Hegelian dialectics, not personal animosity. How do I put this basically enough? It's a philosophical theory, the kind you might encounter if you took time to read some books. The fundamental premise is to envision history as a sequence of dialectical conflicts. Each dialectic begins with a proposition, a thesis, which inherently contains or creates its opposite, an antithesis. Thesis and antithesis. The conflict is inevitable, but the resolution of the conflict yields something new, a synthesis, eliminating the flaws in each, leaving behind common elements and ideas. The bombs wiped the slate clean. Human civilization descended to a level of ignorance that effectively set our cultural progress back to zero. The NCR has all the problems of the ancient Roman Republic. Extreme bureaucracy, corruption, extensive senatorial infighting. Just as with the ancient Republic, it is natural that a military force should conquer and transform the NCR into a military dictatorship. Thesis and antithesis. The Colorado River is my Rubicon. The NCR Council will be eradicated, but the new synthesis will change the Legion as well, from a basically nomadic army to a standing military force that protects its citizens and the power of its dictator. What else did you want to know? It's called an autodoc. As the name suggests, it's an automated physician, more or less. He can treat broken bones, cuts, punctures, scrapes. Sometimes I bestow its use upon someone I favor. Makes for a powerful gift in a culture that forbids painkillers and is largely ignorant of medical science.
So now we have a bit of a quandary. Do we tell him that we've already won over the boomers? Does that commit them to his side? Or will they keep working for me and my little army? I guess we'll try it.
Is that so? You are good, aren't you? If the boomers will toe the line, I can focus on other preparations. But not without first rewarding your initiative. Now, moving on. I want you to forge an alliance between Caesar's Legion and the White Glove Society. They used to be cannibals. I expect that information
No.
can be used to manipulate them. Go to... Oh! God damn it! Never this bad before. Fuck this. I'm going to lie down. Come back later. Tomorrow.
Oh. We're now shunned with the NCR. Not sure if we've just committed the boomers to Kaiser's cause.
Some of the slaves have been spreading stories about the burn.
I guess we continue down this path, and hopefully we get the choice at some point whether or not to go as our own side or stick with Caesar. So we need to come back tomorrow. I mean, what time is it now? Oh fucking hell, we've got... Is that 18 hours? 20 hours. Got a long time to wait until it's tomorrow. Yeah, 20 hours. Okay, we'll sleep for 18. Oh, that took a long time to wear off. Okay, so I can still report back to the NCR and tell them that the rumours will help me, so I can't have committed them to Caesar, otherwise I won't be able to commit them to the NCR. That's a weird picture. I expect to see a legionary drinking Nuka-Cola. Anyway, it's now tomorrow, so we can go talk to Legion? Go talk to Caesar again.
Some of this.
The last time we met, I believe we were talking about the White Glove Society. I appreciate your concern, but I'm in excellent health. And we have other matters to discuss. Have you been successful in your efforts to recruit the White Glove Society? You've been resourceful in the past. Why are you a failure now? You'd best step up your performance with this next assignment. I want you to destroy the Mojave chapter of the Brotherhood of Steel. It's not a full-strength chapter, mind you. The profligates... Huh? Yeah. Yeah. The Brotherhood. Them. I don't know. There have been a couple. Don't. Just leave it alone. I'm fine. Now, what was I saying? Right. Look for the Brotherhood's bunker around, Hidden Valley. My scouts saw some things. I'm going to bed. We'll talk later.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that. I've got them on my side, more or less.
Some
Yeah.
of the slaves have been spreading stories
Oh.
about the burned man again.
So now I think I've failed the boomers. And I've also failed Don't Tread on the Bear, which meant that if we... we've now been declared a terrorist. Oh well, I guess that cuts down my list of quests considerably. Okay. Oh, don't use a stim pack. Follow me.
Aw, just when the standing around was getting exciting.
Right. So I think we're gonna just go back to the Great Khans now and finish doing their quest line. Oh, we should be able to get some more healing powder.
Yes? Here, come back in a day if you need more.
Never use this stuff, but
Okay.
free stuff.
To Kaisar.
And I think... no. I thought it had crashed for a second there. Where does that go? Can I follow this around? This seems like an empty trench. I'm not convinced it's worth going all the way down here, but I don't appear to be able to stop. Looks like a dead end. Yep. Oh, alright. There was some ammo down here after all. I'm not convinced it was worth the journey, but oh well. At least it wasn't a complete waste of time. So I wonder if we head up to the strip at some point and talk to the NCR, I want to say missionary, but it's not missionary. I think it's possibly diplomat is the word I'm looking for, but it still doesn't seem quite right. Anyway, if we talk to him, he told us he could reset our rating with the NCR at some point. I don't know if we've gone too far down the Legion's quest line in order to come back from that.
Awe. True to Kaiser. Awe, are you ready to return to Cottonwood Cove? Very well.
Okay. I think this was locked. Locked hard. I don't know if we can pick it without getting into trouble. I'm not entirely sure why this room was locked. There's nothing in here. Cigarettes. Oh well. Nobody's shouting at me, so I assume nobody noticed. Right, where are we heading? Back to Red Rock Canyon, I think. Avoiding the NCR wherever possible because a bit pissed at me. There's an enemy up here. Guessing it's another gecko or scorpion. It's a gecko. Let's punch it to death. Let's equip some proper armor before I do anything more suicidal. No, I can't repair that. Oh, that's impressive. Apparently he does EMP. Right, we can repair that with a tri-beam laser once it gets to a low enough quality level. I think once we've completed the quest line for the Great Khans, we're going to go back to Yes Man and see if we can undo the damage that we've done. Make sure that we're definitely what's in the lead. Take over the dam. I want me to be the controller rather than the Legion or the NCR. Something over there. Let's see if we can go around this. I want to go around this way. Yeah, I think this is probably the easiest way around. Looks like there's a couple of friendlies around here. Not sure if Legion, not sure if... there was some NCR troops around here, I think. Yeah, we're not going to get too close. Okay, it might be easier to go around this way. Move outside of the radiation zone. Seems less friendly this way. Oh, hello. That's a gold mine. Pretty sure we've already been in there. Oh, hello. It's definitely radiated around here. Still keeping an eye on my compass to see if there's any undiscovered location markers. Doesn't seem to be anything around here. I think there's a coyote around this area though. Saw it from my sniper rifle in the last episode. Oh, butterflies. Oh, there's a friendly. I guess it's great. No, not great. Big cow on us. Yep. There's another friendly over here. Seems to be by himself. Legionaries, I think. Oh, and scorpion. That's a pretty good handstand. Something doesn't have hands. Now, are you guys going to shoot me?
That machine looks like a floating eye. I don't like it.
Uh-huh. There's a lot of legionaries around here. Hopefully, now that we're accepted by them again, they'll stop sending assassins after me. But we might have to deal with NCR equivalent instead. Guess we'll have to see. What's this? We've apparently been here before, but not sure what it is. Oh, it's the Ranger Station Charlie that got wiped out by the Legion. Yeah. They're all dead. There's nothing we can do there. Might be a pathway up there. But I don't know if it's worth going up and over or just going around. Yeah, I think up and over will get me to the retcon site. So we'll just go around. Probably don't want to get too close to Novak because Boone's there and Boone's NCR affiliated, and he's a sniper, so he could probably kill us without even trying. Well, it currently looks like everybody's friendly there. I'm guessing that's a ghoul. I'm not going to get too close to it because we don't really want to go to the retcon site. There's a couple of friendly NPCs over here, I'm not sure who they are. Don't think I've been up here before. Looks like there's a couple of Wastelanders. I think we can do anything with that. Let's see what these guys are doing.
I'll mind my business. You mind yours.
Alright. Oh. Okay. I think actually we should probably start recollecting. I don't know if I need that actually. Equipment to make weapon repair kits.
Chip slippery, more slippery than the chair thinks.
You've got your legs stuck in a rock, mate. Worse than that, you got your legs stuck in a mountain. Or a hill, anyway. Well, that was certainly an odd experience. I don't think I've met them before. I mean, some of what Caesar was saying seemed familiar to me, so I may have already talked to him while I was drunk. And likewise, been to that location when I was drunk. I mean, I'm usually pretty good at remembering what I've done in this game. Should get healed pretty quickly. Is there an NPC here? It's like a random wastelander.
What do you need? Bye.
You don't have anything. The fuck? Alright, looks like the scorpions have respawned. Let's go take out the bugs. Oh, actually... let's use our punchy. I hope nobody watching this has epilepsy. If they do, please look away. Wait, do you have a shovel? No. Okay, that's getting annoying now. I accidentally struck Veronica. This is a really overpowered weapon. I'm glad I got it. It's like, it doesn't even do any damage to them, it just kills them. Oh, okay, it does some damage. That one exploded. Bye. Well, that seemed a bit glitchy. And I hear you crying, no, surely not a Bethesda game. There's another enemy over there. I do wonder if I'm going the right way here. Might be better going up past Sloan, although that'll take us near NCR troops. I guess we can go for Gut Springs. Okay, I think that's powder gangers. They're usually not happy to see me. Yeah, there's the NCRCF. Let's try heading around them. I mean, we can take them out, no problem, but I'd like to get as much distance travelled in this episode as possible. What's the enemy I'm looking at here? Ah, it's more powder gangers. Fuck those guys. Again, I'm just keeping an eye out for any undiscovered location markers, but pretty empty around here. We might be getting too close to NCR outpost here, I think. No, that's... I'm not quite sure what I'm looking at here.
Over here.
What are you guys shooting? Well, I think we've come out of the hidden valley. Oh, there's more back scorpions. Yeah, I think we've ended up coming out of Hidden Valley, or going around the Hidden Valley and coming out the place where I was expecting to come out anyway. Yeah, we're basically at Sloan. So these hostiles are probably NCR. Okay guys, just chill. We probably don't want to get too close to them. Yeah, unless we get a disguise. Otherwise we're just going to really piss off the NCR. Also, I do wonder if the Deathclaws have respawned now. Because going through the quarry is probably the quickest way of getting to Red Rock Canyon. But if there's a load of Deathclaws, it may take longer than just going around. Well, currently I'm not seeing any hostiles on my compass, so looking good. I suppose we can go up there and around the edge and avoid most of the Deathclaws. If there is any. Still looking pretty clear, so. Yeah, I don't see any Deathclaws. Might be one over here. There might be one over here. Is that the same one? No, there's... Yeah, there's one Deathclaw there. Can I jump down here? Well, let's see how the Deathclaw stands up to my fizzle stick. See if we can find a fucking way up. I'm going to use Medex before we take this Deathclaw on. Looks like it's going for the Great Khan. think that one's seen us. Okay, it didn't do as much damage as I was expecting it to do. Still a lot of Deathclaws around up here by the look of it. We're back to full health despite being whacked a couple of times by that Deathclaw, so... Wasn't a fully grown Deathclaw, but it was still a Deathclaw. Yeah, there might be more than a few here. These ones might be adult ones.
Uh-oh.
Oh, that one's running away. So I guess this one over here is not a Deathclaw, but rather a floaty thing. Cazador. Yeah, there's quite a few Cazadors around here. They're not too much trouble either. Okay, and there's Red Rock Canyon. This guy's following me, or... Okay, let's take these ones on. And they can poison me, but I don't think they do that much damage with poison. Where'd the baby one go? Okay. We're pretty much at Red Rock Canyon now, so I might just save the game here while we're not actively being attacked by anything. And we'll pick this up in the next episode. So, save. And I should probably... oh, there we go. I don't know what's happened with the actual video output, but yeah, we're going to leave the episode here for today. So in this episode we've handed in a few quests for Caesar's Legion and accidentally made it so that we can't do them for the NCR. Now I'm not sure if we've now allied ourselves with the Legion. That's not something we wanted to accomplish, but we are still going to try and go our own way and target both the Legion and the NCR if we get the choice to, and take over the Mojave by ourselves with our Legion of Army. Our army of robots. Beyond talking to Caesar and his cronies, we've also headed up towards Red Rock Canyon, so we're about to hand in some quests there, and also find out what else we need to do in order to get them to break their alliance with Caesar's Legion. So until next time, thank you very much for watching, and goodbye for now. See you again soon.